Hello, and welcome back to Movie Newscast. In today's episode, we take a moment to reflect on some of the incredible talents we've recently lost in the entertainment world. We'll honor their legacies and remember the remarkable contributions they made to the industry. Before we dive into this tribute, we kindly ask for your support. If these stories resonate with you, or if the lives of these stars have touched you in any way, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Former Houston Rockets coach, GM Carroll Dawson dies at 86. Dawson was assistant coach in Houston for all four NBA Finals teams, including the 94 and 95 champions, before serving as GM for both the Rockets and WNBA's Comets. Former Houston Rockets general manager and assistant coach Carroll Dawson died at 86 on Monday, the team announced. The Rockets family mourns the loss of beloved former coach and general manager Carroll Dawson, affectionately known as CD, the team said in a statement. For nearly 3 decades, CD was a cornerstone of our organization, instrumental in shaping the careers of stars like Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. Beginning in 1980, Dawson was an assistant coach for 17 seasons and was instrumental in helping the Rockets to back-to-back championships, 1994 and 1995, and 4 NBA Finals appearances. In 1997, Dawson shifted to general manager, bringing in stars such as Charles Barkley, Steve Francis, Yao Ming, and Tracy McGrady. At the same time, Dawson served as GM of the WNBA's Houston Comets, assembling the team that would win 4 WNBA championships. While CD's contributions to basketball were remarkable, it was his character that truly stood out, the team said. We will deeply miss his uplifting spirit, infectious humor, and kind-hearted nature. We are proud that CD's legacy will forever be honored with his banner, hanging from the rafters of Toyota Center, alongside our other Rockets legends. I am deeply saddened to hear of the passing of former longtime Rockets assistant coach and general manager Carroll Dawson, owner Tillman Fertitta said in a statement. CD's kindness, wisdom, and passion for the sport touched everyone around him, and his impact on our organization was immeasurable. On behalf of my family and the entire Rockets organization, we extend our heartfelt condolences to CD's wife, Sharon, and to all of his loved ones. John Cassaday, celebrated comics artist and co-creator of Planetary, dies at 52. John Cassaday comic artist's death. The comic book world is mourning the loss of John Cassaday, the renowned artist and co-creator of Planetary, who has passed away at the age of 52. Cassaday, known for his meticulous and dynamic artwork, was admitted to the ICU at Mount Sinai West Hospital in New York last week and tragically passed away on the evening of September 8. His sister, Robin, confirmed the news, requesting prayers for their family during this difficult time. Cassaday's impressive career spanned several influential projects. He made significant marks with Desperados alongside Jeff Marriott, I Am Legion with Fabian Nuri, and notably, Astonishing X-Men with Joss Whedon. His work on Planetary, co-created with Warren Ellis, is often celebrated as a high point in superhero and pulp fiction storytelling. Additionally, his redesign of Captain America has become iconic, significantly influencing the character's portrayal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Cassaday's talents extended beyond comics. He also contributed to the French market with Je suis Légion and was involved in various aspects of media, including concept art for the Watchmen movie and directing an episode of Joss Whedon's Dollhouse. His return to the spotlight with the 2015 Marvel Comics relaunch of Star Wars resulted in a highly successful series that sold 1 million copies. Mark Waid, who first recognized Cassaday's talent in the mid-90s, reflected on their early interactions and Cassaday's charm and artistry. Wade's anecdote about Cassaday's magnetic presence in social settings highlighted his blend of confidence and humility. Other tributes came from colleagues and friends. Jeff Marriott recalled their collaboration on Desperados and the significant impact Cassidy had on his career. Heather Antos, who worked with Cassidy on Star Wars, praised his mentorship and inspirational role in the industry. John Cassidy's passing is a profound loss to the comics community, remembered not only for his artistic brilliance, but also for his kindness and generosity. His legacy will continue to influence and inspire future generations of artists and creators. Ed Kranepool, longest tenured Mets player ever and member of Miracle Mets, dies at 79. Ed Kranepool, the longest tenured player in New York Mets history and a member of the Miracle Mets when they won the 1969 World Series, died Sunday. He was 79. The team said in a statement Monday that Kranepool died Sunday after suffering from cardiac arrest in Boca Raton, Florida. A native of New York, the first baseman/outfielder spent 18 seasons with the Mets, hitting 261 over 1,853 regular season games. He was an All-Star in 1965. Kranepool was part of New York's magical run from National League laughingstock to a World Series title in 1969. He was inducted into the team's Hall of Fame in 1990. "The best first baseman I ever played with," pitcher Jerry Koosman said in a statement. "We knew each other so well, and I could tell by his eyes if a runner was going or not. He saved me a lot of stolen bases." A standout player at James Monroe High School in the Bronx, Kranepool made his major league debut on September 22, 1962, at 17 years old. He went 0-for-1 that day against the Chicago Cubs. His final game was September 30, 1979, against St. Louis. He had a pinch-hit double off Bob Forsch. Kranepool finished with 1,418 career hits and 118 homers in the regular season. He homered in Game 3 of the 1969 World Series. Ed continued to work tirelessly in the community on behalf of the organization after his playing career ended. Mets owners Steve and Alex Cohen said, "We cherish the time we spent with Ed during Old Timers Day and in the years since. Hearing Mets stories and history from Ed was an absolute joy. We extend our thoughts and prayers to his family and friends." Football player Chance Gaynor, 18, collapses on field and dies. Tragic details. Chance Gaynor, an 18-year-old student and star athlete at Port Street Joe High School, lost consciousness on the field while playing against Liberty County High School. Despite the efforts of medical personnel, he was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Gulf County School Superintendent Jim Norton shared that Gaynor had no pulse when emergency responders first arrived, but regained it before being rushed in an ambulance to get medical attention. Sadly, he passed after reaching the clinic. Liberty County Athletic Director Tim Davis, present at the time, explained more of what happened after Gaynor was taken away. "We got the news about an hour later that he had died. The game had about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the decision was made to go ahead and finish it so the Port Street Joe coaches could inform the players together," he said. As expected, Gaynor's passing has devastated the Port Street Joe community, where he was not only known for his athletic talent, but also for his kind and quiet demeanor. Norton described Gaynor as an exceptional athlete and person, noting his world-class speed and even more remarkable personality. The young athlete, who maintained a GPA above 4.0, had recently toured Vanderbilt University to explore college opportunities. "It's the most heartbreaking situation imaginable," Norton expressed in a statement on Saturday. He also asked everyone to keep Gaynor's parents and loved ones in their prayers. Meanwhile, the Port Street Joe High School opened its doors on that same day to allow the community to gather and mourn Gaynor's passing. Grief counselors were brought in to help students, staff, and the football team cope with the loss. The upcoming football game against Blountstown, originally scheduled for next Friday, has been postponed until further notice. James Earl Jones dead at 93. James Earl Jones, one of Hollywood's most instantly recognizable voices for his roles in the Star Wars movies and The Lion King, is dead. The actor's reps say he passed away Monday morning at his home in upstate New York, surrounded by family members. James was widely respected for his decades-long career in stage, TV, and film productions. Most notably, perhaps, he delivered the booming and menacing voice of Darth Vader in multiple movies in the Star Wars franchise. He was also the paternal voice of Mufasa in Disney's original Lion King, but long before that, he got his first big movie in Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove back in 1964. James is on the short list of EGOT winners, having won 2 Emmys, a Grammy, an honorary Oscar, and 3 Tony Awards. His biggest theater roles were in 1969's The Great White Hope and 1987's Fences. On the big screen had tons of memorable roles in classics like Field of Dreams, Come In the Barbarian, Coming to America, The Sandlot, and 2 Jack Ryan flicks, The Hunt for Red October and Patriot Games. His famed voice also lives on through CNN. For years, he was the guy you heard saying, "This is CNN." Deadline was first to report Jones' death. In addition to his brilliant acting career, James was a United States Army veteran who served in the 75th Rangers Regiment. He was 93. Rest in peace. Former Broncos, Lions L.B. Alan Aldridge dies at 52. Former Broncos and Lions linebacker Alan Aldridge has died at the age of 52. The University of Houston, Aldridge's alma mater, announced his death on Monday. Aldridge finished his college career in 1993 and was a second-round pick by the Broncos the next year. Aldridge played every game as a rookie and became a starter for his final 3 seasons in Denver. That run included a start in the team's Super Bowl XXVI win over the Packers, and Aldridge helped the Broncos get there with a key interception in the AFC Championship game. The Lions signed Aldridge as a free agent in 1998. He remained a starter in Detroit through the 2001 season and finished his career with 482 tackles, 10.5 sacks, and interceptions, 5 forced fumbles, and 4 fumble recoveries. Aldridge became the head coach at Fort Bend Bush High School in 2018 and was still in that role at the time of his death. Ex-UKIP leader and father of Brexit dies. A former leader of the UK Independence Party, dubbed the father of Brexit, has died aged 90. Geoffrey Titford began his political career as a Conservative councillor in Clacton before joining the Referendum Party, which went on to merge with UKIP. The former MEP became leader of the Tory party for 3 years in 2000 before he briefly returned as acting leader in 2010. He held the post for 3 months before Nigel Farage took over in the run-up to the 2016 Brexit referendum. Mr. Titford quit the Tory party in 1992 in protest over Prime Minister John Major's decision to sign the Maastricht Treaty. He described the treaty as the final straw, adding, "I could see the writing on the wall and knew it was never going to work. I resigned from the Conservative Party and I was looking for a group which would say, no, this is wrong." He was one of the first to join the Referendum Party, standing in Harwich in the 1997 general election. He came forth with 9% of the vote before being elected to the European Parliament in 1999. In 2016, that objective was realized when the UK voted to leave the EU by 52 to 48%, officially exiting the bloc in 2020 after 3 years of negotiations. A former colleague and friend of Mr. Titford, Stuart Gulliford, described him as a visionary and a Democrat who did not believe that EU membership provided a viable future for Britain as an independent, self-governing nation. He was one of the fathers of Brexit, he added. Harvey Weinstein is a former movie producer and convicted sexual criminal. In 1979, Weinstein and his brother established the Miramax Films Corporation that went on to produce critical and commercial hits like Pulp Fiction and Shakespeare in Love. The brothers found more success after launching the Weinstein Company in 2005. In October 2017, media reports alleged Weinstein had a history of sexually harassing women, including some female employees. The movie mogul became a prime example of the #MeToo movement, lost his professional standing, and was faced with a series of criminal and civil lawsuits. In 2020, he was sentenced to 23 years in New York prison after being convicted of committing a criminal sex act and rape. 2 years later, he was found guilty of rape and sexual assault charges in a separate case in Los Angeles. The first conviction was overturned in April 2024. Harvey Weinstein was born on March 19, 1952, in Queens, New York, as the older son of Max and Miriam Weinstein. Harvey and his brother, Bob, developed their business sense from Max, a diamond cutter, along with a love of the movies shaped through Saturday afternoon trips to the theater together. After graduating from the State University of New York at Buffalo in 1973, Weinstein remained in the area to launch a concert promotion business. He purchased a theater in downtown Buffalo, where he began airing concert films. In 1979, Harvey and Bob founded the Miramax Films Corporation, named after their parents. Initially designed to distribute small, art house-type films, Miramax soon developed into a major player in the industry. Within a decade, the studio had released such critical successes as My Left Foot, 1989, and Sex, Lies, and Videotape, 1989, with Harvey serving as the outspoken face of the company. In early October 2017, the New York Times published a report of Weinstein's alleged history of sexual harassment. According to the Times, Weinstein had made unwelcome advances on numerous women, including actor Ashley Judd, quietly reaching settlements with at least 8 of them. The story gained steam with a subsequent report in The New Yorker, which offered an account of Weinstein's predatory behavior from Italian actor Asia Argento. Weinstein, who initially threatened to sue the Times, brought in a team of lawyers to combat the charges. Among them was Lisa Bloom, daughter of noted feminist lawyer Gloria Allred, who rejected many of the claims as patently false, but also referred to the studio head as an old dinosaur learning new ways. Bloom resigned as Weinstein's advisor days after the scandal broke. Weinstein said in his defense, "I came of age in the 60s and 70s, when all the rules about behavior and workplaces were different. That was the culture then. I have since learned it is not an excuse." At the end of April 2018, Weinstein's legal woes thickened when he was named in a Los Angeles County Superior Court lawsuit filed by actor Ashley Judd. The suit claimed that the studio head had torpedoed her career after she refused to accept his sexual advances by spreading lies about her professionalism. Director Peter Jackson had previously offered his account of the situation, saying he decided against casting the actor in his blockbuster Lord of the Rings trilogy after Weinstein called her a nightmare to work with. A spokesman for the producer disputed that claim, insisting that Weinstein not only championed Judd's work, but also repeatedly approved her casting for 2 of his movies over the next decade. On May 25, 2018, Weinstein turned himself into the New York Police Department. He was arrested and charged with rape, committing a criminal sex act, sexual abuse, and sexual misconduct. Still under investigation in Los Angeles and London for alleged sex crimes, he paid $1 million in cash to post bail, surrendered his passport, and was issued an ankle monitor. Days later, a New York City grand jury indicted the producer on charges of rape in the 1st and 3rd degrees and a 1st-degree criminal sexual act. His lawyer said Weinstein would plead not guilty and vigorously defend against these unsupported allegations that he strongly denies. On July 2, 2018, Weinstein was indicted with 3 additional felony sex charges arising from a 2006 incident involving a third woman. Weinstein was indicted on 1 count of criminal sexual act in the first degree and 2 counts of predatory sexual assault. On January 6, 2020, the producer was charged with 4 new felony counts of sexual assault in Los Angeles County. District Attorney Jackie Lacey said she expected Weinstein to face the charges in California following the conclusion of his New York trial. That April, an additional charge of sexual battery by restraint was levied against Weinstein in Los Angeles, in connection with an alleged attack against a woman in a Beverly Hills hotel in May 2010. Currently, Weinstein is incarcerated at Rikers Island, a New York City jail, as he awaits a new trial. His health has declined somewhat since he began serving time in 2020. He has been hospitalized twice in 2024, once just after his April court appearance and again in July. His second hospitalization was for a coronavirus 19 diagnosis and double pneumonia. A prison consultant told reporters, via Weinstein's publicist, that the disgraced mogul was also being treated for diabetes, high blood pressure, spinal stenosis, and fluid on his heart and lungs. Weinstein was twice married. He wed Eve Chilton, his assistant at Miramax, in 1987. The couple had 3 daughters, Lily, Emma, and Ruth, before divorcing in 2004. Around the time of the split, Weinstein began dating fashion designer and actor Georgina Chapman. The couple married in 2007 and had 2 children together, a daughter named India and a son named Dashiell. Days after the initial New York Times investigation published, in October 2017, Chapman announced she was leaving Weinstein. Their divorce was finalized in 2021. Chapman received primary custody of their 2 children as part of the settlement. Today, we honor the lives and legacies of those who have left us. With gratitude and respect, we remember the profound impact they made and cherish the memories they left behind. May they find eternal peace, and may their contributions continue to guide us. We remember GM Carol Dawson, John Cassaday, Ed Kranepool, Chance Gaynor, James Earl Jones, Lyons L.B. Allen Aldridge, and Jeffrey Tifford. May they rest in peace, and may God bring comfort to their families.